we have a special guest today and a special announcement today. It's a little bit tardy. The virus has set us back a little bit on a lot of things. We were supposed to have a housewarming party for the new office space, and we didn't do that yet. Then we had the pleasure of a new hire, and we're supposed to have a reception for him, and that hadn't happened yet. So we don't know when the end of this is going to be. So in the meantime, what we thought we'd do is have a virtual announcement. Mr. Steve Bolton, who has a very established reputation as a trial lawyer here in Pensacola and the Panhandle, has decided to join the team, and we have been discussing it back and forth since early 2020, and we finally worked out a deal in recent months, and I want to welcome Steve Bolton to the firm. Steve, say a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I'm very proud to be here. As you know, I've been trying cases in Northwest Florida and other places since the early 80s. I grew up in Pensacola, went to Florida State University Law School, and have been practicing law in Pensacola since the 80s.
And Steve is a board certified civil trial lawyer. We talk about that a lot on this channel, and it's the highest distinction that the bar allows for civil trial lawyers to attain, and there's only 1% of Florida lawyers that have that distinction. And in addition to that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Steve, you've tried over 100 jury trials. Is that right?
I have, probably closer to 150 over the years.
Yeah. So Steve, and the reason Steve has so many trials under his belt is that Steve got board certified when he was 16. They gave you a driver's license and they gave you board certification the same day, right?
Right. Yeah, I was the only one.
No, we joke. But board certification is a really big deal. And the reason it's a big deal is you have to actually complete trials. I think it's 14 or 15 last time I checked. And then you have to get the judges and the lawyers that are on both sides of those cases to recommend you. And then you got to sit for another bar exam. So it's a big enough deal to where only 1% of Florida lawyers are actually board certified in civil trial work. And Steve has been board certified in civil trial since 1991. And so when we got together, of course, one of the things that fit really well was the fact that he was board certified and had a lot of jury trial experience, because that's what separates this law firm from the other folks out there that are competing for cases, is the fact that we focus on hiring the people that are board certified and that have jury trials under their belt, because we feel like that puts you in the best possible bargaining position if your case doesn't go to court. But Steve, what exactly, now that you've been here for a month or two now, and I know you've done plaintiff's work before, but tell everybody about the fact that you used to work for the other side. You worked for insurance companies defending personal injury cases, right?
Right. When I started, I did a lot of work for the insurance companies, manufacturers defending the cases. And I did that for quite a few years. But over the last 10 to 15 years, I've transitioned my practice into representing people who've been injured. So I feel like that gives me a good, background of knowledge about how these cases get handled and the best way to get them resolved, either through settlement or through trial.
And in large part, Steve, most people don't hear about this because it's sort of like the sausage making process, but a lot of what we do is dealing with insurance company adjusters on the telephone, and being somebody that spent a large part of their professional life talking to insurance company adjusters on the telephone. How does that help you in day-to-day work here?
Well, I think it helps. A lot of them I personally know or have known me from actually representing them over the years. So I think I have a pretty good bit of, goodwill with them. They know that I know what I'm talking about. They know that, like you, Joe, that if the case doesn't settle or if they don't treat our client correctly, that we have no trouble taking the case to trial. And I really do think, as you said, that as a board certified civil trial lawyer, that adds value to the case
right.
for our clients.
When the insurance company knows they're dealing with somebody that doesn't just bark, that actually walks the walk and has been to court, is not scared to go to court, is not scared to get a defense verdict. You know what I mean? I'm not scared to get I think my first defense verdict was against your firm back when it was Hook Bolton, and it was it might have been Brian Kirkland who handed me my whatever and tail side. And he did it very politely and civilly and professionally. You know how Brian is. And so, you know, it's one of those things where we're not afraid to try the case, obviously, because we've got that under our belts. And the insurance companies know that. How do you think that affects insurance adjusters? The fact that they know the person on the other side of that phone will just assume go to the courthouse and try this case than not.
Well, I think with certain lawyers and the insurance company knows who they are, you're going to get a higher or better value for your case. If you have a lawyer who, because he's inexperienced or doesn't want to be experienced in trying cases and really doesn't know what they're talking about, I think the insurance companies can take advantage of them and their clients by, you know, offering a lower amount, knowing that lawyer doesn't have the self-confidence of saying, the heck with it, that's not fair, let's go to trial and see what a jury does. And I think, you know, as we've discussed many times, I think that adds value to your case.
And what about being local? The fact that you've grown up here, you know the people, you know the juries, you know the insurance company adjusters that are local. How do you think that helps represent the clients that are injured here?
Again, I think it helps. I think a lot of, obviously, with the adjusters I've dealt with over the years, you know, they know me and hopefully respect me. I've lived here basically my entire life except when I went off to college. So I think that gives you a certain bit of credibility before local juries.
Right.
At least I think so.
I agree with that. Okay, well, Steve, this is not our way out of having a party for you. This is just what we're going to do temporarily.
Yeah,
because I don't think anybody would come to the party if I had it. Okay, not because of you, but because nobody wants to get sick and go to the hospital. But in any event, we're happy to have you here. You're an excellent addition to our law firm and our team. And I hope that if you have a question about personal injury cases, you reach out to us at zarzaurlaw.com or 855-HIRE-JOE. Steve or I or Thomas, the other lawyer in the office, will be happy to talk to you about your case. Y'all take care. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Joe. Look forward to working with you.
Yes, sir.